Freddie Gibbs, rap music's arguably most consistent MC over the past decade, has returned in ghoulish form. On Halloween, Gibbs dropped his sixth studio album, You Only Die Once, somewhat unexpectedly, without any kind of meaningful promotion leading up to it. While the release may come as somewhat of a surprise, it does make sense that he chose October 31st as his release date. Looking at the cover, we can see Gibbs fighting off a bunch of skeletons against a haunting green backdrop with a very ominous figure behind it. The project itself is a tight yet gloomy 13-track body of work that kind of centers around Freddie doing a dance with the devil. As the album kicks off with Status, the listener is presented with the voice of a laid-back and smooth-talking devil. It's a reminder of the voice from Sold Separately, the Jesus-like voice, in that this figure has an ability to be witty and convincing like a close friend. But here, instead of guiding Gibbs towards enlightenment, the devil is guiding Gibbs towards self-indulgence. On Cosmo Freestyle, Gibbs realizes these wrongful ways and wants to seek a connection with God to address them. But the devil shows up and reminds him to relax and partake in the lavish lifestyle that Gibbs earned through his rap career, because both figures will benefit. Gibbs mentions on Brick Fees how he successfully avoided the Reaper who was sent by the devil. Now, while this may be true, the devil is still a presence in his life. Take the Nobody Like You interlude, for example. This track displays a series of messages from women and the devil, who team up and mostly launch a series of attacks against him. In this way, Freddie's roster of women can be seen as an evil tendency, whether their thoughts are supportive or not. Walk It Off flips the traditional meaning of the phrase land of milk and honey by having the phrase be delivered by the devil. So instead of a promised land of nourishment, a land of pleasure seeking and indulgence is what would await Gibbs. And it seems that the devil was successful in bringing Gibbs into this realm, as Gibbs still talks about and wants to commit to gangbanging while the voice plays. On Ruthless, the devil argues that he was the one who afforded Freddie with a life of luxury. The devil recognizes Gibbs' desire for it and further calls for a change on how we connote the term stupid. According to this belief, this word itself could be holding back people from engaging in this kind of reckless lifestyle, which is what the devil wants in the first place. Now, based on the tone of this devil and his interactions with Gibbs, it seems that he kind of has a hold on Gibbs. But this does not prevent Gibbs from understanding the power of God and how lucky he is to be here as he navigates the Valley of the Shadow of Death, which can be seen on the track on the set. The thematic consistency seen in this album, which is largely provided by the devil homie, is what draws the listener in and gives You Only Die Once a sense of cohesion. The instrumentals too give a sense of dependability to the album, as elements of jazz, trap, and soul all appear scattered throughout the tracks on this album, over which Gibbs glides effortlessly. Cosmo Freestyle and Wolverine are nice, crisp, jazzy tracks featuring the quick flows that we are accustomed to seeing from Gibbs. Brick Fees contains a dark trap beat with a nice bounce to it. A gorgeous Tony Tone sample propels It's Your Anniversary. R&B elements are prominent on Ruthless, which samples the song Cupid from the R&B group 112. Rabbit Island has Gibbs embracing the melody for the hook, and it works. Some subtle violin passages appear towards the end of Yeah Yeah, so this album sonically has a little bit of everything for everyone. We see Gibbs in his element throughout this entire album, blending his rapid-fire lyrical style with bits of humor and candidness. There's no fluff. The entire album is focused on Freddie and what he has to say, as not a single feature shows up. The sound of this album is very accessible. It's a continuation of the excellence that Freddie has shown time and time again on projects like Alfredo and Bandana. Clever name drops of Debo Samuel and J. Cole appear as well, showing that he's fresh in his style. Now, Gibbs might not drop music super often or drop a lot of singles in between his albums, but when he does, it's definitely worth a listen. Maybe the release of Tyler the Creator's Chromacopia might draw some listeners away from You Only Die Once, but the music from Freddie is still going to be appealing regardless, and hip-hop fans eventually will appreciate what Freddie has to offer here.